How can somebody go through so many difficulties in life and still keep progressing? It is said, what is the difference between successful people and failures? Successful people, they fail 10 times, they continue and succeed in the 11th attempt. But failures, they give up after 5 defeats. I'd like to give the example of Mr. Soichiro Honda. Mr. Soichiro Honda, the founder of the worldwide Honda automobile empire, he was born in a lower middle class family, but he has this inspiration burning in him to do something that would make a difference. He went to engineering school and designed a prototype for piston rings and presented it to Toyota. Toyota rejected it. He became a laughing stock in front of his colleagues. He was still inspired. He said, if they wish to laugh, let them laugh. He tried again. He made another design of piston rings and presented it to Toyota, but this time it got selected. Toyota gave him an order for piston rings and extended him a capital to set up a factory. So the first time when he was done with making the factory, there was an earthquake in Japan and the factory collapsed. He was still inspired. He said, never mind, let's make it again. The second time when he was about to make, the Japan entered the Second World War. So now the cement became in short supply. He said, never mind. He invented a new way of making cement and made the factory. When he was done making the factory for the second time, America had entered the war and bombed his factory. As they were bombing Japan, his factory went down once again. He was still inspired. He made the factory for the third time, and when he was done, Japan had lost the Second World War by that time. So now the fuel was now in short supply. So there was no fuel. Why would people use the Toyota cars? What will Toyota manufacture, and why will they use his piston rings? The factory was done, but now there are no orders for piston rings. What to do? One day, when he was riding a bicycle, he got a brainwave. He set up a motor into a bicycle. That was the first motorcycle. And when he rode it in his street, his friends looked at it and asked, can you do that for me as well? And when he did it for 20 of his neighborhood friends, he thought he had a marketable idea. So, though he don't have enough money to set up a factory for motorcycles, his inspiration says no difficulty is too big. He brought 8,000 bicycle stockists in Japan and hand wrote to 5,000 of them. 1,800 responded, extending a little bit of capital for him to set up a factory. However, the first contraption he made was very big and it was a failure. He said, nevertheless, he tried again. And this time he made a smaller model and it is called a Super Cub. And it was an immediate success and there was no looking back. In his time, the Honda Corporation employed 100,000 people and now it has gone even beyond. So this key ingredient for success is the inspiration, the enthusiasm.